What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Off the Top Rope, Off the Mic Sports Network. So a big thing that happened on Monday Night Raw was obviously the return of Roman Reigns. And Roman coming back was a big piece of the show. They had a really elongated segment near the end of the show that was really terrific, involving Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and then obviously Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns gets out there. Um, Takes a while to give his promo, and Paul Heyman really just spent time trying to sell Roman, hey, we have a leadership void, we can fix this. Again, as I've said in other videos, this is a lot of this show really heightened my suspicion that Seth Rollins is not really nearly as hurt, and this was a work, this was an injury angle to get him out of the picture for SummerSlam. What's crazy about this is Seth now, if you factor in the last since 2020, because he had the match with Dom in the Thunderdome. 2021 he faces Edge. 2022 he does not get on the show in a wrestling capacity. Him and Riddle had their match scrapped. They ended up doing it at Clash at the Castle. 2023 he had the World Heavyweight title match against 2023 he had the World Heavyweight title match against Finn Balor. Last year he was a referee, and this year he's not wrestling. So three out of the last 4 years, Seth Rollins has not wrestled. So listen, it's hard for me to believe that Seth is going to miss SummerSlam. And based off the vague information that we have gotten out of this, and I understand, I think he's going to be there, and that was a big piece of this Paul Heyman thing. But listen, throughout this entire show, it was a very mixed bag in terms of this crowd. But it is inarguable at this point. And people can, come at me in the comments basically saying Roman's irrelevant. They don't need Roman. Like I said it a couple of weeks ago that WWE was not hitting with Roman there. There is just a different air. And I said this, that WWE television is just so much fucking better when Roman Reigns is a part of it. And to be honest with you, we have not heard Roman speak this elongated in a while. And this was different from him because we got some character growth where Roman was basically talking about hey, you claim I ruined the bloodline, but no, you ruined the bloodline, you blew it up. And the people like the Usos and Solo and even Sammy were a big reason why I had that historic title run. So it was different, and that's why the powerful moment at the end of the show last week where he helps Jay, helps him up, and gives him a handshake because these guys had a very tenuous. Remember 2 years ago these guys were fighting in tribal combat, and now they're going to probably be teaming against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in one of the key matches at SummerSlam this year. So that's kind of wild to even think about. I mean, Roman didn't even wrestle at SummerSlam last year. But if you're one of these geeks and one of these, dipshits in the community who says that Roman doesn't carry any value for WWE and we don't need him, just listen to some of the reactions that this guy is getting and how he is holding the crowd in the palm of his hand. I made a joke to my friends in my chat and that we have my buddies up in my guys Mav and Elias and the Sith Lord and Leha and all my guys in that chat, Ralph, all those dudes in the chat that I talk to during a lot of wrestling stuff because we just bullshit about wrestling, and it's something that really kind of fueled what this show is. I made the joke when Roman went to go do his whole acknowledge me thing. I was like, guys, Roman's basically kind of replaced a lot of what the greatness of The Rock, whenever he showed up in a building, he would always get the best reaction. He would always come in there. He'd get a microphone in his hand. He'd say, finally, The Rock has come back. And I think we're at the point now where Roman Reigns has gotten to the point where it fuels my suspicion. We don't fucking need The Rock anymore to get these crowd reactions. Roman can come into any venue, say, H-Town, Houston, he could come to Birmingham last week, he didn't do it, and just say, acknowledge me, and everybody goes fucking crazy. There's 14,000 people in that place tonight. They were all at the edge of their fucking seats. Roman had them in the palm of their hands for basically the last 15 minutes of that show. And you guys want to tell me that WWE didn't need this guy? You are fucking delusional. Like, this whole fucking show was built around Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns moved like about 4,000 tickets for just this show to sell this place out. You mean to tell me that Roman doesn't have any relevance? And I understand why the reservation, the bloodline truthers, all these people who think that Roman deserves everything. Like, dude, Roman could not be the world champion. Listen, some people think this is going to main event the show. I don't think it will. I don't think it's going to main event night one. I think ultimately, especially if Seth Rollins, as I suspect, is going to be, at least cleared and, not hurt, and this is work. I fully suspect that Seth Rollins is going to return, and that'll be the main event, meaning CM Punk and Gunther for the World Heavyweight title will main event night one of SummerSlam, Saturday, August the 2nd. But listen, if anything, if anybody's learned anything in the last 2 weeks, we need to put this whole notion that WWE, I'm not saying that they need Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns, when he is there, WWE is a vastly, vastly superior product. And Roman Reigns, considering what he has been able to do in the last 5 years, like, remember where this guy was, a decade ago. Nobody wanted to fucking see him. And now he is inarguably the biggest star in this promotion. Like, it's not even close. I mean, Rhea Ripley's got a good argument, but Roman, when he shows up, no matter what happens, like, time stops. That's what like every time that you get the drum beat hit, it just feels like a different energy. It's like seriously, in a lot of ways, it's really I hate going back to the Rock because I've ripped him a new one for most of this year, but a lot of what Roman has done with his character and just his aura and his essence and just the way he carries himself and just the way the crowd reacts to him. It's a lot like what The Rock was when we really appreciated him, when he actually, gave a shit. And we may not have this for very much longer because Roman is a father of 5. His kids are growing up. But one thing I really loved about this promo is he hammered home what is really important, that he has been away fostering new pieces of the bloodline with his children, because the bloodline never stops. We saw Zilla Fatu over in TNA the other day. Solo, Jacob Fatu, Jimmy and Jay have kids. Jimmy is hopefully going to have kids with Naomi. At least that's what Rikishi wants. Jay's already got a son. So this is all about family. And just for a segment, and again, I was highly critical of what came out of, the beginning of this Raw with CM Punk and Gunther, a big match on this show. They did a much better job with the close of this show to make me more excited about a fucking tag match. And maybe that's why people are honestly convinced that, hey, Roman and Jay versus Braun and Bronson is going to main event the show. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's a good argument for a good opener on this show. Which, hey, some people saying Roman Reigns opening a show. What the fuck? Are you crazy? But listen, they're main eventing with the world championship. But, anybody who wants to argue with me about, Roman not mattering or Roman being irrelevant, like, just watch the last 2 weeks. The guy has just dominated the headlines and, ended the shows with bangs. So we'll see what happens in 12 days. I listen. To me, this is a layup to open either night 1 or night 2. This is a layup because you got 2 of the most over guys in this company in Jey Uso and Roman Reigns going up against 2 of the up and coming guys really being positioned as really big time guys and big time highlighted points in Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker did fine, didn't really need to do much here. Paul Heyman was his slime ball self, but this was a great segment. This is a great segment to cap off a really decent Monday Night Raw. So, we'll see where this whole thing goes. I'm very curious to see how this factors into, what's going to happen with the World Championship, because obviously Roman has got still deep-seated issues with Seth Rollins whenever he is able to come back. I still believe that this is a work. So, but yeah, solid Monday Night Raw. We'll see where everything goes. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.